Hello everybody, and welcome back to another Gekishin Squadra video. So, I got something special for you guys today. We're going to be ranking every ultimate that every character has. Basically from worst to best, basic tier system. And I think my criteria is I'm going to be mostly focusing on how good the ult is in early game and late game. Like, for example, like, I'm not really going to make a huge difference if, like, the tier 2 for most of these ultimates. It's mostly going to be regarding that tier 1 when you hit level 5, and then the godly ranked version of the ultimate once you hit, I think, level 12. I think that's when you can do it. Or 10, I don't remember. Anyway, but yeah, let's get into it. So, Goku, I think his ult, early game, if you're trying to use it against people, it's gonna look really bad. It really is. But for me, what I think the biggest strength of this ultimate is, early game, is that it's so good for boss seekers. Like, you can literally solo the boss by yourself. Kaioken, Kamehameha, maybe with like a snowball stack or two into a spirit bomb, solo boss by yourself. It's really good. Then in late game, this thing is an absolute nuke. Not only does it just confirm bosses so easily, but whether you're pressuring a tower or you're defending one, this just is such a huge explosion, and not many characters can easily just, one, survive it, or two, escape it very easily compared to the level 1 version. This is a very, very good ult. I don't think it's game-breaking, but this is very high S. And, oh, yeah, just like before, I'm also going to be saving Z for specifically just one ultimate at the end. I forgot to mention that earlier, my bad. Connects Vegeta's ultimate. So this is a very defensive ult, is the way I put it. Like, I've never been too afraid of it in terms of its damage, but that healing can be really great for extending fights. But it's hard to say that this is like always winning you the fight. It's just extending it long enough for someone else to recharge their skills, or for you to recharge yours, just to survive the fight. It's a great way of almost resetting it back to neutral, or back to fair if you're at a disadvantage. So I think this is a good ult, but I don't think it's overpowered, so I think it's gonna go like low A. Alright, Krillin. This ultimate and all that, I'll be honest, early game, it's nothing special. Its damage is kind of mediocre. It's not amazing for securing kills or bosses. It's okay. And personally, especially in a technical versus technical fight, I find it's really easy to avoid it with the speed that other technicals have. So I think early game, unfortunately, is not very good at all, but late game, it can do a little bit of work. It does decent damage. He fires it off multiple times, and the range is really good. But, to be honest, a lot of godly ultimates kind of already do that. And so, while I can secure a kill late game, like, that's pretty solid. Like, I feel like most of these can. So, I don't think there's really anything special about Krillin. So, I think I'm going to put it just kind of low B, unfortunately. Special Beam Cannon, man. This is basically half of Piccolo's kit right here. He has this move, and he has this, and then he has these two just to kind of, they do stuff, but they're not what defines his character. It's the one-shot potential. I think this ultimate is the definition of it's like a skill check, essentially. Like, you can't just be flailing this thing around. Like, you can't even, it's not some like counter ultimate you can do at close range to get an advantage. Like, it's gonna do crap damage at close range if you don't charge it up. It's really good for securing kills, bosses, all that kind of stuff, which is what you want to see out of an ultimate. And I'll be honest, it's not one of those that I see an enormous difference between early game and late game in terms of like how it's used or how much it's destroying. It's just a skill check kind of thing. I think it's, for me, it's got to be either high S, or low S or high A, because it's very strong when it needs to be, but I don't know. It's not free. That's the thing, but it can look really good. I think I'll just put it high A. I think it's like top of A. I think that's what it's. Gohan's ultimate. This one I find is very hit or miss. Like, if it goes into his favor, he gets that stun off, he lands it. Like, that's good. That stun is honestly better than like any of the damage he does. Honestly, that's what makes or breaks it. This whole character, his stun thing, it's just so good. But if you're kind of able to maneuver past it with whatever skills you have, or kind of moving out of the way, I don't know. It's not the hardest to avoid early game. I think late game, it's just like I don't even notice it, to be honest. Like, maybe they can get one good pick off from it, but this is not, I don't think it's like winning you the whole team fight. This is just getting you one pick that's pretty good. So, I think this ultimate has its strengths, and it can pretty much guarantee that someone cannot escape. It's good for securing one kill, in my opinion. But that's just about it. So I think this is going to go very top of B, in my opinion. It doesn't make an insane impact in the match, because I feel like his other stun, this one, it just kind of already does the job the ultimate does, just slightly worse, so I don't know, it's alright. Deborah, yikes, this is one of the most mediocre ultimates in the whole game. Its range is alright, its damage is alright. Like, most of his gimmick is through these 3 abilities. His ultimate is, it just exists. Like, it's fine. I think it's a little above Krillin's, because, you know, like, all the very fast damage that he can pile up. And this is also a very easy way to just guarantee kill any opponent that's turned to stone. But at that point, like, do you really even need the ultimate? You can just rush attack or just use any other skill. Like, it's not that important to his kit, and it's not that overpowered in my opinion, so I think it's kind of low-ish B. So next is Majin Buu's ultimate. So early game, this has some of the worst range. This is so bad early game. I think Majin Buu is a very good character, but early game, this is not doing anything. Late game, this is I think this could be a very good, like, kind of like turn the tables kind of moment in the fight. You know, they're all grouped up, and you can turn them all to candy, and at that point, they're just all screwed, because then everybody can just jump them, or they're forced to back off. I think that's very good. It's very good utility, but you have to be so precise early game in order to have this get any use. Like, this is at its best, like, in the last 3 minutes of the match, which is, like, not amazing. So, I think it goes right about here. I think Gohan's a little bit better, because at least you can get some use out of it early game, so I think it goes right there. I think it's a little better than Deborah's, because that can at least turn a team fight around at some point in the match, but I don't know, it's alright. Zamasu's, in my opinion, this one hits like a wet napkin. Late game, it does the same thing as every other ultimate, which is just, it's big, and it explodes, and it does some damage. So, it's not that special. It makes him invincible, and actually, I find that has... It's... how do I put it? It's similar to Vegeta's ability in a sense of being able to survive longer, but I don't know, for me, the damage never really was anything extraordinary, and yes, it gets some invincibility, which is amazing, that's great, but I don't know, I've just never been hugely threatened by it. That slowdown is, in my opinion, the biggest thing that it does. Like, that is actually what can let you escape. Like, the fact that he becomes invincible for a second is, for me, not what makes this such a good, like, survivability kind of thing. So, it's decent ultimate. It's essentially like a get-out-of-jail-free card. It's alright. It's not really there for damage. You know, as a tank, it's actually kind of good that you can escape fights. Because I think tentacles are really, really good at being able to escape fights if things get bad, but tanks aren't so good at it, despite being able to tank right. So this is a good kind of get-off-me kind of tool. You know, I wouldn't really use it in a fight to be like, oh, we need to secure kills. Like, for me, this is more just like I need to get out of here. What is it? You know, it's alright. It's alright. Who's next? Kale? This ultimate is absolutely busted early game. Like, this will just turn the whole game around. Like, you can straight up beat your whole lane and take a tower early game for this ult. It's crazy. Late game, it's not super noticeable, the difference between, like, the level 1 versus the godly version of this ultimate. I've never really noticed a huge difference in it from both fighting his character and using his character. I still think it's a very strong ultimate, because, like I said, it can really turn the tables in that early game, but in late game, like, unless they're literally all in the same spot and none of them either break you out of the ultimate or they don't just run away, like, you're gonna get one pick, which is good. But, like, when the game first came out, like, the full release, I thought this was the most broken thing in the whole world. I thought, like, this is the best, like, there's nothing in the game better than this. But I see now, you know, like, a couple months in, that, like, this has some flaws. So, yeah, I still think it's S. I just think it's kind of lower S now, so, you know, but it still does its job. It's a very good ultimate. Daimigoku. I am a Daimigoku main. And when I first tried out this character around when the game fully came out, I thought this ultimate was garbage. And I'll be honest, I don't think this ultimate is broken. However, in the right hands, I think this ultimate it's kind of insane, I'm not gonna lie. It's one of the best reversal tools I've seen in the entire game. Because, I feel like the one thing I can give, like, I know it's off topic, but the one thing people give Topo praise for is that this counter is really good when, you know, they're doing, like, an ultimate, or they're firing off their big beam. Like, that's when this looks the best. This is essentially that, but just as good in my opinion. You have to use this very conservatively. I think it's very similar to Spirit Bomb, where, I wouldn't just throw this out in a fight. I would use it for boss secures, which is what I usually do. It's very good for boss secures. And two, this is like a last-second reversal thing. Like, once they unleash their big move to try to finish you off or get you low, that's when you activate this. and you want to try to group them as much as possible. Like, it's essentially you want to bait them hard to falling into this ultimate. So it's more of like a mind game thing. You gotta, it's a reactive kind of ultimate, so it kind of depends on what your opponent's doing. I think it's very good. I like it a lot. It gets me a lot of W's in matches is through this reversal move. But I understand that it's not like game breaking or anything. But yeah, it's a good ultimate. It's a good ultimate. Frieza, ooh. It's a strong ultimate. It's not even for its damage. It's just, it's really good for secures. It's really good for defending. It's really good for pushing. Like, it's a strong ass ult, man. Frieza is so good at securing bosses, and this helps a lot. This is so good for defending, because it brings everyone's damage down, and if you're also pushing with Frieza, you can kind of just sit in the back, you can literally fire off his ultimate, and what are they going to do? They can't just sit there. You gotta move out of the way, do something defensive, and while that's happening, your allies can, Gekishin burst the tower, and it's just like, it just creates chaos, a lot of chaos, and I think his ultimate is very strong. He can charge it up, save it, like, that's good stuff. Really good ultimate. I think it's, like I said, it's like low S, but it's very good. Bojack, he's going right here, no explanation needed. Okay, so Baby, I am not a big fan of this ultimate. It's, not that good in my opinion. What do I say? It's better than the Bora's. Nah, I have a hard time. Because early game, this is okay. Like, maybe you could secure a kill, but I don't think his character is just the most amazing at securing kills by himself anyways. The extra health it gives you is really nice. It's a good way to kind of, like, turn the tables, but it's only temporary, and I think for me, it's never felt like it lasted long enough to actually, like, win the fight. I think it's a very underpowered ultimate that, like, I like the idea. It's a simple AoE explosion, gives you some health, kind of does some decent damage, but I don't know. For a tank, like, Vegeta's is way better. It's way better. It's the same thing. Like, you get more health depending on, the more people that you hit. Vegeta's way better, though, because you can move around, and that's not health that you just lose. You get that health, and you get to do whatever you want with it. But this is temporary health you're working on. It just doesn't work. It just doesn't work, especially in 1v1s, or if you're getting teamed. Like, this just isn't going to turn the tables around enough. Like, in a team fight, it's like any of these ultimates would be good in a team fight, so for me, it's not that impressive at all. It's got to go really low for me. And, like, like, both early game and late game, I just never noticed it. It's just never made a huge impact to me. It's just not that good, unfortunately. Who's next? Oob. Ooh, man. I think early game this is pretty easy to avoid, but the damage, it's really good. It's really good. In late game, like, you can, if you catch them, like, I think that's the biggest thing is that it's kind of similar to, like, these more skill-based ultimates where you gotta catch them, right? You can't just throw this out in your lane and just expect it to hit, expect to get kills. Like, you gotta bait them into falling into it, essentially. Like, make them use their vanish, make them use their movement thing, and then once you got them kind of locked down, that's when you hit it. But, I feel like you can apply that to a lot of ultimates, but yeah, the damage this can do on, like, upscaling it, like, ooh, that is really good damage. I like it a lot. I think it's a strong mid to late game move. Early game, you're not really gonna get huge picks off this, maybe one, but I don't think it's, like, winning you the game if you land this ultimate early game. It's good. I think it does its job just fine. Alright, who's next? Caulifla. So Caulifla is definitely my most played character in this game, and I feel so conflicted about this ultimate. A part of me goes, like, it's terrible. But another part of me is, like, the utility there is kind of, it's not obvious. But, it applies Provoke. I'm not gonna lie, level 1, this is one of the worst ultimates in the whole game. It really is. It's terrible. It's bad damage. It's bad range. And, yeah, it can apply Provoke, but, like, Caulifla can do her kits, like, every, like, 4 to 5 seconds, so it's, like, not that big of a deal. Ironically, I think this is just a better version of Zamasu thing. I said before that I view this as more of like an escape tool, like a way to get out of a fight if it's looking bad. For me, this is the same thing, but just slightly better. The movement speed that she gets when this is activated is really good. So I feel like unless you really know you can push for a kill, how I view this most of the time, like an early game, is I use it to escape. Like, I get under half health, I'm getting jumped by 2 people, I'm like, okay, I gotta use it. So you just use the ultimate and you just back off. Like, they keep getting stunned for half a second because they keep getting hit, so they can't fly, right? They can't fly at full speed. But you're essentially flying back as if you are at full speed. So it's a good way to escape back to tower if you need to early game, but it's not really there for securing kills or damage. It's not really good at securing bosses either, because there's little in-betweens between each hit, so it's not that hard to just, like, snipe it. Late game, it's not too much different. I think the range is really good late game. It's good for defense, kind of good for pushing. But, like I said, it's not insane for securing. Its damage is good, but not phenomenal late game. So, I think I'll put it right here. Because, I guess the way I'd put it is that these two serve a very similar purpose of being more defensive tools. Vegeta's is possible, you know, you can kind of just sidestep out of that if you want to, not really take most of that damage. And Vegeta can get health back, but like he's not any further away from you. Like maybe a little bit, but like it's not super helpful for escaping, it's just super helpful for prolonging. This can actually let you escape fights that you would otherwise like 100% lose, and like I think that's good. That's good for sure. All right, who's next? Trunks. So conflicted about his ultimate. I think the only issue with it is just the timing between the slashes and the blast. That's literally it. That half second, I feel like second, however long it's enough to kind of get out of there. But early game, this is good for kind of like a snipe kill. You know, they use their vanish, so you come in with this move, do this, boom, this, guaranteed kill. Like it's really strong early game. Late game, I think this is really good if you're kind of snowballing. It's one of those things where like if you're trying to make a comeback in a fight, this can't do it. But I feel like it's more like, if you're dead even, both teams, you're kind of in a team fight, you do a godly version of his ultimate, like it can turn the tide so hard. But I would say it only really matters if you're even. If they're kind of at an advantage health-wise, I can kind of see it backfiring because it might not kill, or you might get killed during the ultimate, or they might be able to escape because of, you know. So I feel like if you're at a standstill or you have advantage, this ultimate will look insane, and you can get huge group kills, and you get, you know, your skills back. I think it's a pretty solid ultimate. I think it's a little bit more skill-based. You gotta really be precise on how you use it. But, you know, his burst damage is really good. So, I think it's a very, very, very solid ultimate. So, I think it goes... right here for me. It's a little bit better at securing kills and bosses than I think Daimagoku, just a tiny bit, because for Daimagoku, I think it's so good, but it's reactionary. You can only do it reactionary in a fight. With Trunks, you can just throw this shit out, like if they're low. Like that's what you gotta do. But like I wouldn't recommend using this until they hit you with something. But that requires the opponent to do something. So I think Trunks is like edges out. Sorry, slightly better. 17. Yeah, this ultimate is garbage. I think its best trait is that it prevents healing from the enemy. I think that's a good ability. But the damage, the range, all of it, in my opinion, it sucks. I don't really care that it gets more damage when it's low, because for me, I've never seen that really make an impact in a real fight. So, I don't know. You know what? I gotta put it below even Krillin. Because early game, this is garbage. And I'll always say with late game, at least Krillin, like, even though it's really basic, like, yeah, you can secure kills with it, like, and bosses, I guess. I guess I think you could do with it, but I don't think I've ever seen it secure anything. This is one of the worst ultimates in the whole game. Let's see, who's next? I think we just got a couple more. Cooler. This is a strong ult. Really strong ult. The way it pushes you in, the way that you can barely vanish out of it, it's really good. Especially once it's higher leveled. It's very hard to escape. It's very similar to Frieza's, where it's good for lane control, whether you're defending or going on the offensive. Very, very good for that. Let me put this down here. I don't know if that's controversial. But honestly, I like it a little better than Frieza's, I think. Because I think the only thing with Frieza is like you can't use this in a team fight. You use this for lane control and you use this for bosses. But this you can use it for everything. Boss secures, lane control, mid fight. This is a really great turnaround. Like you can escape if you want. You can keep stacking on the damage. It's a good way to stall because they can't really like leave when you fire it. And I think even at level 1, this does its job fairly well, given the tools that most other characters have. Like it's just not super easy to escape. I think it's a very strong ultimate. It does its job very well. Very, very well. 18. This one's kind of weird because it's the most basic ultimate in the whole game. She just guarantees hits you with just an ton of damage. Like, that's it. And you know what? It does its job just fine. I have gotten caught by this ultimate so many times. You know, you're like half HP. She's at half HP. It's like, you know, go either way. Boom, this ultimate pops, like nothing you can do. You're just a goner. So, I don't know. I think that these two have more potential for team wipes and boss secures, but in a 1v1 or, you know, in a 2v2, like this is just insane. Like you can just one tap somebody with this. It's a very good ultimate. Whether it applies to both level 1 and godly, honestly. Very strong, very good. Hit. This is maybe the hardest one to rank. It does no damage and it's completely reliant on what you do after you use the ultimate. It does no damage. All this is just, you know, limit the vision of everybody and give hit essentially like god mode for a little bit. Yeah, this is going like it's hard to say, but I think it might go like right here. I think its ultimate is kind of insane. I've been grinding with it a little bit recently in ranked, and this ultimate is insane. It, like, in a team fight, like, they're just goners, man. They can't do anything about it. The biggest thing is that you just gotta bait as many people as possible to fall into your domain, and then, like, they're all just cooked. Like, they don't know where to go, they don't know who to hit, they don't know, you don't know how to do anything. They're trapped, bro. They're cooked. Beyond cooked. It's also really good because I think Hit is... I know it kind of doesn't count for the list, but Hit's really good at, you know, sneaking towers, and it's one of those few instances where, like, I have no problem using this for a max Gekishin burst. Sometimes I hesitate because I'm like, ooh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to land it, or, like, I don't want to lose this ability in case someone jumps me, but I'm like, I feel more than comfortable. Because Hit, just in general, like, it just... all of his moves complement each other really well. And this ultimate is just, like, the best version of that. It can easily turn the tides in a team fight, even in 1v1s in, like, worst case scenarios, like, everything, man. It's so good. Like, Hit can sometimes struggle in team fights, but this is his best tool. And it's so strong. It is so strong, in my opinion. I think it's crazy. Alright. Come on. I think I missed the gammas. I think this ultimate is crazy. I think this ultimate is insane. The double health bar is really good, first of all. And, you know, when people think of, like, ults that, like, oh, you transform and you just do, like, an F ton of damage, most people think of Kale. That makes sense. That's like a signature thing. But my gammas kind of do it just as well. Like, yeah, they don't have like the one-shot potential that Kale has, but their damage combined, the health combined, it kind of reminds me a lot of Kale. If you use all their abilities, they just melt health bars. And I think genuinely the most broken ability that they have is the stun. The stun is actually insane. I have gotten caught by the stun so many times. Now that people are using them more after the buffs, I have legit really lost fights just because of the stun. Not even because of the thing that happens afterward, but because of the stun. I'll be using ultimate. Like, for example, like I said before, I think Caulifla's greatest ability here is escaping. I think it's great. But they ult, and you can no longer escape because you got stunned. You got stunned out of your ultimate, and you can't escape anymore. So you're just gonna get cooked. I think it's really strong. And the core breaker, that part's alright. Honestly, you don't even need that part of it for it to be good. But it could be good, you know, late game. Kind of just as like a last second turntable, but honestly, I've barely noticed it in matches, to be honest. But even without that part, I think his ultimate is insanely good. Crazy good. Good on them. Who's next? Cell. So I'm gonna count this as pre and post transformation instead of just like ranking it by like its godly or whatever. I think pre-transformation, this is not all that. It's really nothing special. And that applies to Cell's basically whole kit. He's nothing special. He's not that good. Pre-transformation. Post-transformation, this ultimate is insane. This ultimate is crazy. And I'm sorry. Like, I can acknowledge that Cell is really bad early game. Like, I know that. But you're still spending, like, at least 2/3 of the match in perfect form and having this version of the ultimate, which is just absurd. This ultimate does good damage. It locks someone in. Like, this is such a cool ability. I like it. I like it a lot. It's, like, it's so different from everything in the game. Because everything in this game encourages team fights. Hit's ultimate is so good because of team fights. You know, like, so much of the stuff gets carried by the fact that, like, you're fighting with someone. But this is so unique because it is literally picking someone out, and you fight them one-on-one. And because of his regen ability, you can literally do your ultimate, regen, and even if you have lower health than your opponent, you can get all of it back, find the 1v1 because you can't get interrupted, and then you just beat the crap out of them. And even if they survive, like, you just waste so much of their time, and all their abilities and all their shit is on cooldown. Like, this is a strong ultimate, man, and, like, it's so good. Honestly, if I had to rank this by coolness, this is probably the coolest one in the game, post-transformation. I don't care if it's bad pre-transformation. This is so sick. It is so good. Alright, who's next? Dragon Fist. This one's weird because you only unlock it once you transform, but it is crazy powerful. I think this one is pretty hard to see at its max in a game because you gotta wait so long to even get it at 1. But even at 1, this is a crazy damage dealer. I think honestly I put it right above here. In my opinion, it's not S because you don't have it for most of the match. And like, yeah, it has one-tap potential, but like, so do all these. So I think this could easily catch someone off guard. Just, you know, you could one-tap the crap out of them. It's so good. But it doesn't go into broken territory for me. For me, it's about the same as all these in terms of just like, yeah, you're gonna one-shot someone with it. That's simple as that. But yeah, I'll give it some credit at least for like being equally as valuable at both 1 and 3. But like I said, can't really use it for most of the match anyway. So that's unfortunate. All right, Ghost. This is a really strong ultimate, man. I find it's good for securing kills, and most importantly, like you can't use your skills thing. Like, that's just so broken. It's so good. It makes it so that they can't even, like, counteract anything that you're doing. Like, you can do this ghost, you can do the ghost ultimate, you can use your ghost, and then you can use your Mega, Ultra, Super, Hypertron, Miracle Punch, whatever it is, to secure that kill. This is really good. I like this ultimate a lot. I don't think it's broken, but it is very, very much up there. Very much so. Alright, and we got just one more, Topo's ultimate. I think this ultimate does exactly what it needs to. I think early game, it's a little too easy to avoid. But if you land this, its damage is crazy. It's good for secures, good for securing kills. But it's one of those things where, like, you can't just throw it out and expect to win the fight. You gotta trap them in. It's kind of similar to, like, Spirit Bomb Goku, just a little bit worse. But yeah, I think it goes there for sure. But yeah, there you go. There's every ultimate ranked, and I'll be back in one moment to decide our #1 ultimate in the game. Alright, I have made my decision. It's very obvious to me. I know you're all thinking like it's somewhere up here, but believe it or not, it's Bojack, man. I mean, I neglected him. Bojack is just top 1. He's just so good. Yeah, obviously I'm kidding. This is the best ultimate in the game. I don't really care if it's not that good for securing kills on enemies early game, because who cares? This is not a game where it's all about just getting KOs. It's about securing bosses and securing towers. And guess what? This is insanely good for securing bosses. Like, the best one in the whole game by a mile. And this can wipe out whole teams late game. Like, I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, if that's what you need to win, then yeah. Yeah. Team wiping is, like, the best thing that could happen to you late game. And so, I think his ultimate is it's just insane. It's just so broken, man. You don't even need it. I mean, you don't even have to land this on a single opponent hero, even a single time in the fight, for this to be carrying you. It covers every lane, the whole lane, covers the whole lane with the biggest damage dealing thing in the whole game. Okay, the boss secures it's just insane. This is a crazy ultimate. But I will say, I think the ultimates in this game are balanced enough that I don't think this is like 10 tiers above this one. I think this is like, I think it's like 30-20% better than these, is the way I put it. So it's not by like an insane margin. But yeah, there you go. That's every ultimate in Gekishin Squadra ranked. Thanks for watching. See ya.